3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. My final checks. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you all very much for coming. Fantastic to see so many of you here tonight. We're coming to the last 48 hours of the most important general election campaign that I can remember. And the choice before the British people has never been so stark, and the risk has never been so great. And boiled down to its essentials, it is a choice between two individuals who are about as different as two politicians can be. It is between Jeremy Corbyn, who is effectively, who is effectively one of life's protesters, who has never in his 35 years in Parliament been either a minister or a shadow minister, who has been disavowed by 75% of the parliamentary party he purports to lead, who has espoused just about every piece of nonsense dreamt up by the loony London left from which he emerged, and Theresa May, a woman who, over the last 7 years, has got on with the hard work of government and helped to make this one of the most dynamic and successful economies in the world, with the highest rate of employment any of us can remember, and fantastic prospects as we go forward with Brexit. It is a choice between a man who, in my lifetime, has sided with Britain's adversaries. From the IRA to Hamas, from the Soviet communists to General Galtieri, for heaven's sake. A man who refused in 2001 to ban Al-Qaeda from this country. A man who opposes shoot to kill, or who until recently, I should say, opposed shoot to kill when armed terrorists are threatening innocent members of the public, who would leave this country open to nuclear blackmail because of his visceral hostility to this country's own defences, and whose idea of a great Home Secretary is Diane Abbott, my friends. Or a woman, on the other hand, a woman who has worked night and day to keep crime coming down, to make this country safer. A woman who has defeated the cunning of the lefty lawyers and deported Abu Qatada and other extremists. And I want to tell you from my own experience, she has earned the admiration of her colleagues in Europe and around the world for her toughness in fighting terrorism, a toughness that is now needed more than ever. And a woman who has not only pledged not to junk Britain's defences, but who will make sure that our serving men and women have the resources that they need to keep this country safe, and who has made that pledge, in our manifesto. And at this critical moment, it is a choice between sending Jeremy Corbyn as our chief negotiator to Brussels, with his coalition partners Nicola Sturgeon and Tim Farron crouched on either shoulder like a pair of cachinnating parrots, jabbering in his ear and trying to stuff up Brexit. Or we can send Theresa May, who has a clear plan, not only to fulfil the will of the people, but also to do a great deal that is in the interests of the UK and the whole of Europe. It is a clear choice between the most left-wing Labour leader I can remember, whose answer to everything is to put up crippling taxes on business and then to fund the rest with the mythical fruits of the magic money tree. Alternatively, on the other hand, you have a woman who knows that you need a strong enterprise economy to pay for the NHS and all our great public services. It is a choice, my friends, between going back to the worst bits of the 1970s. Not the music, that was quite good. Going back to the worst bits of the 1970s, the union bosses back in number 10, higher taxes and a grim, morose anti-business climate. Or taking this country forward with the investment and the ambition and the self-belief that will make this economy, make the UK the most powerful economy in Europe, bar none, by the middle of this century. That is the prospect before us. That is the choice That is the choice that we face. That is the choice that this country faces. And on Thursday, millions of people will be going to the polls to make that choice. And so I hope that all of us, I'm so pleased to see so many here today, all of us will get out there and help them to understand the gravity and the importance of that choice, my friends. And in the meantime, let's hear it. Let's hear it for the woman we all need to be returned to number 10 on Friday, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Theresa May. Thank you.
Well done, Boris. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody, for that absolutely fantastic welcome. And Boris, thank you for your characteristically rip-roaring introduction. As Boris said, this is a crucial election that we face. I think it is the most critical election that this country has faced in our lifetime. And you know, as Boris and I both know, serving in government is a huge honour, but it's also a great responsibility. And that responsibility is greater now than I think it has ever been. Because it is a crucial choice that people face at this election on Thursday. We have one more day of full campaigning to get out there and take our message to people, not just about that choice, but about the Britain of the future that for everyone. Because we want a country that our children and grandchildren are really proud to call home. So let's reignite the British spirit, because together we can do great things. So, and as we look ahead to that final full day's campaigning and then polling day on Thursday, the issues, the crucial issues, are the same today as they were right at the beginning of the campaign. The choice is, who is it that people trust with a strong and stable leadership to get the best deal for Britain in Europe? Because, and as Boris so very well pointed out, it's a choice between me or Jeremy Corbyn. But Brexit matters because it is the basis of everything else. And who do people think has the will and, crucially, the plan to get on with the job and deliver Brexit? Because, thank you. And that matters too, because just think on this. The Brexit negotiations start just 11 days after polling day. Less than a fortnight's time, those Brexit negotiations start. But then there's a reality to remember, which is that if we lose just 6 seats, the government loses its majority. And that would mean Jeremy Corbyn in number 10, Downing Street. It would mean Diane Abbott in the Home Office. John McDonnell in the Treasury. And the strings being pulled by Nicola Sturgeon. So let's get out there and carry on campaigning and get that message of that choice out to people. Let's get the message out to people that we have not just the plan for Brexit, not just the plan to get the best deal for Britain in Europe, but we have the vision of a stronger, fairer, more prosperous Britain to build for generations to come. That means getting that best Brexit deal. It means taking control of our money and our laws and our borders, but having a good, ambitious free trade agreement with the EU, a deep and special partnership with the EU. But it also means getting out there and getting new trade deals for British goods and services around the world with new friends and old allies alike. And it means not just a better deal abroad. It means also getting a better deal for ordinary working people here at home. That's about backing people who work hard, helping businesses to create more and better paid jobs, new rights and protections for workers, giving people a better chance to own their own home by an ambitious house building programme, ensuring that we're helping people with the cost of living by capping those rip-off energy tariffs. Having a modern industrial strategy. Let's get our economy firing on all cylinders again. Make sure that prosperity and opportunity is truly felt by all across the whole of the United Kingdom. Let's ensure that we build that economy that enables us to invest in the National Health Service, providing the first-class health service that people want. A good school place for every child. Record levels of funding into our schools, but also ensuring we have a proper technical education in this country for the first time, giving young people more opportunities for their future. So the choice on Thursday is crucial, but there's another reason why that choice matters more than ever. And it is the fast-changing and very serious threat we face from extremism and terrorism. And when I stood on the steps of Downing Street after the London Bridge attack, I said enough is enough, and things have got to change. We need to take on the ideology that unites and motivates the perpetrators of these attacks. We need to get international agreements to regulate cyberspace, to stop the terrorists planning online. We need to stamp out extremism in our own communities here in Britain. And as we see the threat changing, evolving, becoming more complex, we need to ensure that our police and our security and intelligence agencies have the powers they need. And what... Let me just tell you a little bit about what I mean by that. I mean longer prison sentences for those convicted of terrorist offences. I mean making it easier for the authorities to deport foreign terrorist suspects back to their own countries. And I mean doing more to restrict the freedom and movements of terrorist suspects when we have enough evidence to know they are a threat, but not enough evidence to prosecute them in full in court. And if our human rights laws stop us from doing it, we'll change the laws so we can do it. And I can tell you that if I'm elected as Prime Minister on Thursday, that work begins on Friday. So with that one more day to campaign, thank you to everybody for all that you've already been doing. But let's go out there with that message of hope, that vision for the future from the Conservatives, because the alternative doesn't bear thinking about. There is no safe way to vote Labour or Liberal Democrat, because that would lead to that coalition of chaos led by Jeremy Corbyn. We have that plan to get the best deal from Brexit. We have that vision for a stronger Britain for the future. We have that vision for building a country that our children and grandchildren are proud to call home, that gives people opportunities for the future. We have the vision to set this country on the right course for generations to come. But only the people can give us the mandate. So I say to people, back me and my Conservative team. Vote for my local Conservative candidates in the national interest for that vision for the future. Give me the backing to lead for Britain. Give me the authority to speak for Britain. Strengthen my hand when I negotiate for Britain. Give me your backing, and I will deliver for Britain. Thank you.